Hello, and welcome to this week's In the Know. I am Eric, and did you know you are more blind than you think? Don't believe me? Okay, I got a test for you. I need you to count how many times the people wearing white pass the ball. How many times the people wearing white pass the ball? And leave a comment below with what you, or with how many passes you counted. Did you get 15? Good. Did you see the gorilla? Let's go back and watch it again. This time, look for the gorilla. This was a visual study done by a doctor named Daniel Simons. And what he was focusing on was that what our eyes focus on is what we see. I mean, if we have a very limited ability with our eyes to really focus in on what we're looking at, everything else kind of blurs to the background. It said that if our eye really could focus in on everything we see, we'd have one of those heads like a sci-fi alien. It would have to be so huge to try to process all that we're seeing. Now, why are we talking about alien heads and vision this morning? Because we go in the direction that we're looking. This is true whether you're driving, this is true in life, that you are going to head in the direction that you are focusing in on. Jordan Peterson wrote a book, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, and rule number 4 focuses in on what you are focusing in on. It talks about the point of our eye and how our eyes are pointing at things that we're interested in or things that we're investigating. It talks about how we have to see to aim, and we cannot navigate something without aiming at it. So my question for all of you out there is, what are you aiming at? What are you focusing on in these times of uncertainty, in these times of pandemic, in the times of so much information coming at us all at once, because all we have is time right now to hear the news, to check our social media, and we're being bombarded with information. What are you focusing in on? Because what we are focusing in on is going to determine our direction. And yes, we're in anxious times. Yes, we're in confusing times. We all are struggling different things. We are all processing and going through our current situation differently. But I want to really challenge you to pay attention on what you're focusing in on. Are you just focused in on the amount of noise that is in your house because your kids aren't going to school? Or are you able to take a step back and focus in that you are now given time to spend with your family that otherwise you wouldn't have had? Maybe all you can focus in on is the job loss, but it was time for a career change anyways. So maybe this is opportunity to go and pursue that next opportunity that's out there. Maybe you have been impacted by someone who's gotten sick through this time. And that's all you can see, but maybe you could take a step back and you could see the support of the people that are around you, who've reached out to check and give condolences and show that they care and have concern for you. In anxious and confusing times, we need to check what our focus is in on. And we need to take hold of what we allow ourselves to see and believe. Now, this isn't to say that we pretend like negative is not there. There's so much stuff that we have to deal with and we have to address. but it does not have to consume our focus. We're not saying let's pretend like we have no problems. Let's not pretend like bills aren't in. Let's not pretend like there's issues that we have to overcome and take hold of. Let's address them, but let's not stay focused in on them. Understand that the negative is just part of the process, and there's so much more good that is happening around us that we need to hone in on, we need to focus in on. And that's true for your life as well. Jordan Peterson says this: much of happiness is hope. The present is eternally flawed, but where you start may not be as important as the direction you are heading. Perhaps happiness is meant to be found in the journey uphill and not in the fleeting sense of satisfaction awaiting at the top of the next peak. So let's choose to focus in on the good that is happening around us. Let's handle the negative, let's handle the bad, but let's focus on the good, because what we focus on will determine our direction. Guys, y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for checking in with this In the Know.